What is thread? A sequential or single threaded program is one that, when executed, has only one single flow of control. That is, at any time instant, there is at most only one instruction or statement or execution point that is being executed in the program. A multi-threaded program is one that can have multiple flows of control when executed. At some time instance, there may exist multiple instructions or execution points that are being executed in the program. Example, in a web browser, we may do the following task at the same time. We can able to scroll a page, download an applet or an image. We can able to play a sound. Also, we can able to print a particular page. So this is an example typical diagram of a single threaded versus multi-threaded programs. So single thread right hand side there are two threads that are communicated with each other. Thread ecology in a Java program. A. It is started by main thread. B. It is started by the Java from main string arguments. C. Is started by B thread. It a lifetime of a C thread, start and end. It is a point of execution. Define and launch a Java thread. Each Java runtime thread is encapsulated in a java.language.thread instance. Two ways to define a thread. 1. Extend the thread class. 2. Implement the runnable interface. Package space java.language public interface runnable public void run. Steps for extending the thread class. Subclass the thread classes. To override the default thread method run, which is the entry point of the thread, like the main string method in a Java program. Define a thread. Example, public class print to console extends thread. Public void run. Here run function is to thread what main is to a Java program. For int b is equal to minus 128, b which is less than 128, b plus plus. So out.println of b, it is additional methods as well as fields. It implement the runnable interfaces if you need a parent class. By extending the Java text area, we can reuse all existing code of Java text area. So public class print to GUI, which extends Java text area, implements a runnable interface, public void run function. How to launch a thread. 1. Create an instance of a subclass of thread. Say thread 1. Thread of thread is equal to new print to console function. 2. Thread is equal to new thread, new print to GUI. 2. Call its start method thread.start not call run function. We should note this. Example, printer to console t1 is equal to new print to console of function. Here t1 is a thread instance. So t1 dot start. This will start a new thread which begins its execution by calling t1 dot run. Parent thread continue immediately here without waiting for the child thread to complete its execution. t1 dot run function print to GUI jtext is equal to new print to GUI. Thread t2 is equal to new thread of jtext. Public constructors. The java.language.thread constructors. Public constructors. Thread group of group. Runnable target. String name. Instances. Thread of runnable target. Thread of runnable target, comma string name. Thread of string name. Thread group of group, comma runnable target thread group runnable target string name thread group of group comma string name. Here name is the string used to identify the thread instance. Group is the thread group to which this thread belongs. In get id, so every thread has a unique id since JDK 1.5. So these are all the some thread property access methods. String get name function set name of string. Here get or set the name of the thread group get thread group. Int get priority, set priority of int. Thread has priority in 0,31. Thread dot state get state function, it return current state of this thread. Here boolean is alive. Test if this thread has been started and has not yet died. Boolean is daemon. State methods for current thread accesses. Static thread current thread, it returns a reference to the currently executing thread object. Static boolean, it hold stock object, it returns true if and only if the current thread holds the monitor log on the specified object. Static boolean, it is interrupted, it tests whether the current thread has been interrupted. Static void sleep, long milliseconds in nanoseconds, it causes the currently executing thread to sleep execution for the specified time. Static void yield causes the currently executing thread object to temporarily pass and allow other threads to execute. An example, public class simple thread extends thread, public simple thread string superstring public void run for int I is equal to 0 into less than 10 I plus plus system.out.println I get name. Try at this point. Current thread is this. Thread dot sleep long mac random processing number 1000 catch interrupted exception. The random number 1000 catch interrupted exception of e system.out.println done dot get name. Main program public class 2 threads test public static void main string arguments we are passing over here. New simple thread 1 start function, new simple thread 2 start function. What are the possible outs that has been arrived? Test thread 1 0, thread 2 1, thread D2, thread 2 1, thread 1 2, thread 1 2. Like this 3. The life cycle of a Java thread: new, runnable, blocked or waiting, runnable, dead, that is terminated. Sleep long ms int long ms milliseconds, integer nanoseconds. Sleep ms plus ns into 10 power minus 3 milliseconds and then continue. In array 10 blocked by synchronized method / black. Synchronized object, it is a synchronized statement. Synchronized am, it is synchronized method, it return to runnable if IO complete. Object dot wait, return to runnable by object notify or object notify all. Join long milliseconds, int nanoseconds, wait at most milliseconds plus nanoseconds. The states life cycle of a thread. Java 1.5. Public class thread enum in 1.5 is a special class for finite type. Public static enum state, it uses thread state for referring to this nested class. New after new thread but before start. Runnable after start when running or ready. Blocked by monitor log, blocked by a synchronized method / block. Waiting for to be notified, no timeout set, wait or join. Timed waiting for to be notified, timeout set, sleep time, wait time, join time. Terminated, it is a complete execution or after stop.